Greetings, everyone. So, tonight I wanted to talk about peace. And today I was just thinking about how nice it is to not be around people who are toxic or abusive. Now, sometimes people that are toxic, they sort of don't mean no harm. They just haven't done their shadow work or working on themselves. And not to say that I've never been toxic. I'm sure I have. But where I'm at in my life now, I value peace over a lot of things. And I was just thinking today how nice it is that I've carved out a life where I can enjoy peace. And of course, I've talked about it before. I believe in law of attraction, absolutely. Now, I'm not certain how I attracted the big C word, but I'm letting go of guilt and, degrading myself, asking questions, what did I eat? What did I do? Da 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 da. Breast cancer is, like I said to a PA the other day, I said, breast cancer does not discriminate. Because I was sharing some things with her. But as far as peace goes, I wouldn't want to say that I worked hard at it, but I did a lot of manifestations. I manifested a lot of things in my life that would help me to create peace. And like attracts like, but as I've said before, narcissists are attracted to empaths. So you have to always keep an eye out. But how wonderful it is to just be able to enjoy the little things in life. Go out for a nice walk on the nature trail. Or enjoy watching a woodpecker, peck on the tree. Red-winged blackbirds singing, flying from place to place singing. Hawks circling around looking for prey bird. I mean, to me, that's a form of peace. Or even just doing some yoga and some stretching and listening to soft music that I enjoy. Or maybe that day I'm in the mood for something peppy like Bee Gees. There's so many ways that you can create peace in your life. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money either. I mean, it might cost a lot of money. I mean, if that's your choice. And sometimes people create living spaces with really cool sound effects and fancy stereos or whatever. But where peace starts is within you. So the more that you can work on yourself, improve your thought vibration, improve your environment, improve boundaries, because those are important. Even though law of attraction would state you don't need boundaries, I personally believe in them because they're just like a little mental filter inside your mind, reminding you of things that you will not tolerate. Like, I can use one example. I made an acquaintance just recently And I was very excited. I thought this is a potential friendship. And I know it's not going to go anywhere just because this person has the habit of not answering text messages for 4 days. So you guys already know. Especially given the fact that I'm going through chemo for breast cancer treatment. So that's a boundary. It's a red flag, whatever you want to call it. Because you are asserting your boundary, but the red flag is letting you know, no, that's not okay. So it's like you have to be aware of what peace feels like in your life. What is it to you? Is it really being in a quiet room? Is it being able to work on your own and not have to work in a job? Is it going fishing on the lake? Is it being with your buddies, playing cards? What does peace look like to you? Going through what I'm going through right now is definitely challenging, of course. And I personally am not a person that believes in everything happens for a reason. I don't believe in that. But I think we can find meaning. I was interacting with someone yesterday and she sent me this article about why it's not good to tell someone that everything happens for a reason. It's a really long article, but what I liked about the article, and don't ask me to tell you where it is, because I don't remember. But the author was talking about finding meaning. And I would say that that's true for life, for me anyways. We're always trying to find meaning. Some people aren't. You know, there's a lot of very unconscious people in the world. They're not looking for anything, especially if they're more narcissistic. You know, I don't know what peace would have looked like for me when I was younger. I guess that's something to ask yourself too. Like, what would your older self tell your younger self about peace? Probably as a young person, I was more like, oh, I just want to go out and have a good time. Let's go dance and look for the cute boys or the cute men. You know, it's that youth inside of you, that youthful energy. But I'm just reminiscing and being so grateful for all of the peace that I have in my life now. And I often enjoy solitude, but if you separate yourself from abusive people or toxic people, and or both, you automatically create peace in your life. It's just automatic. And me personally, there's so many ways that I create peace in my life that are no cost, you know, no monetary cost, or very low cost. Just lighting a tea light, lighting an incense stick if you like it. I particularly like the Japanese incense. That's my favorite. It's nice and clean, and it smells so nice. And, of course, it has magical properties. You know, that's my opinion. You know, magical properties just being the energy signature of it. Drinking water is peaceful to me. saying affirmations. Stretching, I've been really getting into stretching lately. I'm careful because I had the hip replacement, but kind of excited to see some of the stretching that my body's allowing me to do. It gives me a great, like, body release that I think maybe it brings endorphins. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a very peaceful feeling. Exercise brings me peace. Talking to kind people brings me peace. Talking to funny people brings me peace. Cooking brings me peace. I'm an okay cook. It's like once I get involved in certain activities, there's a word, there are terms for what I'm thinking of. I can't remember what it's called right now. Maybe grounding. It's kind of similar to doing grounding work. But if you put all your energy, let's say you're going to make a cake, and you're putting all kinds of love into that cake. You're putting your organic ingredients in there. You've got your shredded carrots. You've got your honey. All you're thinking about, if you're very mindful, is making that cake, and that you want to make the cake taste delightful. And it could be another thing that I personally enjoy doing. And I hope that this is helpful. I mean, I like to learn from other people too, but I just want to share what I think about peace. One of the things that I enjoy doing a lot is coloring in coloring books. Especially if I'm having a day where I feel stressed. Something about coloring in a coloring book to me is just feels really nice. I also like to do crossword puzzles sometimes. If the weather is decent, I love taking walks. You know, I've been studying what is called Hygge for, let me see how long. I would say almost 2 years. And I found out about it because I wanted to decorate my apartment, and so plus I was still recovering from the hip replacement, and I wanted to, and I've always liked decorating, but I wanted some ideas about decorating my apartment. So I was watching all these various YouTube videos. And one young lady, she showed everyone this book that her mother had given her about Hygge. And I believe the author's Mike Wiking. He's got a lot of Hygge books out, which I have 2 of his. And I became obsessed. And I still am. And even though my apartment was very homey before I did all of the Hygge editions, it's extremely comfortable and cozy now. I've got the EMF paint in my bedroom, which is fantastic. I just have a lot of what is called Hygge. And Hygge, I don't know if I'll do it justice, but it's a lot of things. And it originated, I believe, in Denmark, I think. And it's creating a cozy space. You know, a comfortable, peaceful place, honestly. And the Danish have it down to an art. And the Norwegians, they also have something, I forget their word, it's a Norwegian word that's very similar. The Germans as well. But hygge, I believe, evokes peace and calm into your living space, into your workspace. Highly recommend anyone would research this. I'm super into it. You know, it has to do with lighting. It has to do with pulling in natural, organic items into your home. Items that have meaning, which also crosses over to feng shui, which I love as well. But my apartment is not 100% feng shui at all. But that for me has created even more peace in my life. And there's just so many ways to find it. We're all different people. And I think in American society, everything except peace is pushed. Oh, you got to be busy. 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 That didn't really work well for me at all. And I often wonder, with the disease that I'm going through right now, if all that stress, well, I'm sure the stress played a part. I think a lot of things did, but I can't talk about it on YouTube. Just because, you know, how weird everything is now. But anyways, you know, mostly how I helped to create peace in my life was by cutting abusive people out of my life first. And I would say, because it was mostly abusive people, and then, you know, just keeping toxic people out. And it wasn't that, you know, toxic people, it's like you can kind of care about them from a distance. And a lot of times they're not trying to hurt other people. They just have so many issues going on that it's just too stressful to be around them. And you just kind of, you wish them well. You don't want anything bad to happen to them. But you know you can't be around them. So often I am alone, but I'm always searching for my soul family. And I just want everyone here to know that you can create peace. You could be a billionaire. You could be a person that has 2 cents to your name. There are ways to create peace. And if you ever research into happiness or peace, you will find that some of the most povertized countries, or impoverished, the children and the adults have the most joy and the most happiness, which to me equates to peace. So anyways, you guys, have a wonderful night. Peace.